City. It's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy.
Why not? Thank you for watching. Say hello to my co-host and the studio audience. Ooh, okay, let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you. So, speaking of the Real Housewives of New York, a shout out to the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, Kyle Richards. I hunted it down. I got it. Do you remember? The robe. This is the robe.
It is. I know
Kyle's
this.
robe.
Yes.
Do you have the picture? Oh, I stunted you?
We're gonna get one. Yeah.
Well, it'll be too late when you get it
No,
later.
we'll get it. We'll get it. It's gonna be fine.
Do you remember the day that we showed the girls going into, they were going to have eats or something like that, and I was so distracted by the beauty of Kyle's robe. I was like, wait a minute now, where did she get that? Was it heavy? What? Anyway, it was heavy, and it cost a little grip. Thank you, show. All right, so Real Housewives of New York, though. They kicked off their 10th season last night. Were you watching? I was watching. They'll always be my favorite franchise only because I like to see what they're eating. I don't know, there's something even more comfortable about them than Jersey, and you know I'm from Jersey. I like the New York franchise. So Luann immediately found herself in hot water. Take a look.
I love you.
Is that
so
Luann?
much.
Oh my God. Something's a little off about Luann's costume.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
I am like,
who are
right
you?
now,
You're
I need to
Donna
have the dark
Summers.
skin going. Look at you.
Diana Ross.
Summers.
Diana Ross.
Diana
Excuse
Ross.
me. Excuse me.
Luann's costume is so disrespectful. I think she's tone deaf when it comes to cultural stereotypes.
Here's the thing. And you have to take your racism in a case-by-case basis. I wasn't offended by Luann dressing like this. I was offended by her stupidity for even attempting to. Because while I'm not offended, people went in on her on social media. There are people of color and not of color every place really. I don't know why I'm not offended. I'm not offended by this. I just think Luann is a drunk. But she's getting herself together. She admitted herself. She likes 7 drinks a day, starting with the martini, usually ending with the, oh yeah, sounds like a perfect life. But she couldn't handle it. Anyway, here's what Luann says. First of all, this is a costume party, and she walks in like this. I never saw Diana Ross with the hair like this. This is more of a Marge Simpson than a Diana Ross. Yeah. And as far as, you know, the tan skin and everything, I think that you would have done a better Ross if you just left the skin tone alone. And I couldn't tell whether she overdrew her lips or not. I couldn't really tell. But anyway, she apologized to anyone who she offended. I accept her apology. I just feel like you were stupid for even attempting to do it. Like There's a way that you could dress like somebody else who's not your color on Halloween. I've been 2 white women on Halloween. But I never bronzed my skin for it. I was Lucille Ball because I really love her. Oh, I just got the note. You got the picture of Kyle. Go ahead. Show the picture of Kyle. It's heavy, it's beaded. There's so many ways I could wear it, I can't stand it. Thank you, Kyle, for the fashion suggestion. All right, but back to the situation at hand. I think that you know, I was Lucy, and I was also Dolly Parton. Oh, and Wonder Woman. I've been 3 white people for Halloween. But I never got anybody complaining about it because I didn't whiten my skin. I just think that when it comes to costumes, you should probably just, if she kept her same, you know, countess skin and got a better Diana Ross wig and then walked in, that would have been fine. But then you layer on it, everybody in the party was drunk. So really, nobody had the right to criticize Luann, because I'm watching TV, I'm criticizing all you all. And you know, here at the show, if you're new to the show, then you need to know I change my mind a lot and often, and don't make an apology for doing it. Bethany was the most likable one last night. You know she's not my favorite person, but I have to say, Bethany is the most successful in terms of starting from the bottom. Now she's here. Like, she didn't marry money and then all of a sudden keep money going. That's not the mark. I mean, that is a mark of success, but not the kind of success that I'm speaking of. Like, she dug from the trenches. She's the most successful one. She was the most coherent one last night. And if you listen to her screaming over the other ones, trying to get a word in edgewise, she made the most sense. I'm not saying I won't like her tomorrow, but today I like her. I like her. So Luann heads back to court next week. You know, she was busted for a DUI. She claims that after she got divorced from Tom, who they all warned her not to marry to begin with, they were only married for a few months with no kids, Tom D'Agostino. It really turned her world upside down, so she started drinking a lot. And you know, 1 martini turns into 3. Next thing you know, you're drinking alone and you're having 7 drinks a day. She does face possible jail time because of that arrest, disorderly conduct. She also assaulted and battered an officer. She would have scrubbed that black skin off real fast. See? You know what I mean? White privilege. You can assault and battery and they don't arrest you and throw you under the jail right then. So she faces time in jail. Will she do jail time? I have no idea. She did go to rehab after the arrest, but she also admits that she enjoys her red wine. What is that, a hashtag for after I get out of rehab, don't look at me sideways if I have a red wine? I don't know. I'm just glad that they're back, Housewives of New York. Yeah. And everybody was drunk. Everybody, look, there was just too much to talk about. We have to move on to Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna, you know, the temper tantrum at Six Flags. We talked about it. You've seen it ad nauseum. The woman tried to, you know, touch her daughter's hand to say how she's cute. Well, in case you haven't heard, that has cost, this tantrum here at Six Flags has cost Blac Chyna some pretty big bucks. The stroller company, it's called Momiie, with an I-E at the end, Momiie. They've dropped Blac Chyna as their brand ambassador. Now, Okay. Number 1, that was not a Momiie stroller. I already checked. That was not a Momiie stroller that she was flailing around. That was from a whole nother company. But the Momiie stroller people were looking and saying, you know, we have possibly 7 feet. Ow. Oh, that's the only thing about jeans. This is why I don't wear jeans a lot. Ow, my leg is dead already. It's all in the knee part. You know, when you wear the skinny jeans, depending on where the fat is on your leg, like sometimes it's down here, it's right here. My leg is dead. Damn. Woo. Anyway, so this is not the stroller that she was fired from endorsing. However, this stroller company is very embarrassed, but this stroller company, at least your strollers hold up. Here's the thing. Chyna was even talking, I guess, with said company about having her own stroller line. There's only one kind of stroller that you are qualified to be associated with. Do they call them street strollers anymore? Listen, you know, this Blac Chyna, she's got a really good hustle on account of Rob for getting the condom. or getting too caught up in the moment. You know? Anyway, I don't know what brand of anything that she's credible to be spokesperson for. Honestly, like you can say wigs, but there are other people out there whose wigs that you would rather wear, or you could say an eyebrow brand, but there are other more qualified people. I just feel like the whole image of Blac Chyna is not something that you want to be associated with. I mean, would you wear her thongs? Would you wear a Blac Chyna bra? Would you feed your baby from a Blac Chyna bottle? No. No, you just keep milking Rob for all he's worth. And, because that seems to be what you're good at. Yep. Pretty girl, though. Yeah. But pretty is as pretty does. Speaking of which, Carrie Underwood. Carrie, yeah, she's pretty. But she's still hiding her face. Now, you know, that accident where she fell down the concrete steps of her home, that's a fall for you, right? But that happened back in November. And the paramedics got there and everything, and she was, of course, you know, over the moon with all of the blood and everything. It turns out she got over 40 stitches in her face, and she even let us know that she might not look the same way we're used to seeing her look once the surgery has all healed. Well, and even me, you know, tongue in cheek, I said, an excuse for getting a full facelift. You know how sometimes as celebrities, they'll lie to you about one thing, you know, only to come out doing something else. But apparently it's not a facelift because this side of her face still looks like her face. That's her recently. This was just posted, actually. It shows only the left side of her face, not the right side. Now, we did some digging here on Hot Topics, and we've noticed that since the accident in November, she's only shown the left side of her face, kept the right side real covered up. I don't know what's under the right side, but if it's not a big scar, then people might turn on you like, why are you keeping, you know, for the real Woodians or whatever she calls her hive. for the real Carrie Woodians, they might be upset that, you know, why did you make such a big deal when all you have here is a little tiny something, you know? Wear your scar like Padma. Scars are beautiful. I don't know. November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, 5 months. What's over there on that other side, Carrie Underwood? Show us. So Eddie Murphy is playing along with the game. In my head. He's spending a lot of time with his daughter that he had with Mel B. That's a good thing. Well, Angel, as you know, is now 10 years old. Mel B and Eddie Murphy, they had some sort of relationship. It didn't seem as though it was based in love. Remember, when she was pregnant with the baby, he denied paternity, and it wasn't proven until after she had the baby. So that was probably one of those Saturday night specials. You forget the condom. Oops. Things happen. Anyway, so remember, Mel's ex, Stefan, that man, him, all right, is suing for visitations for this Angel who's 11 years old now. She's 11. He's claiming that he's the only father figure that's ever been in her life. And part of me can believe that. Here's what I believe. What I believe is that he was the father, the man in the house to be the father, all during Angel's 11 years. And then now that this divorce is going on, there's a whole lot of in Eddie Murphy's ear from Mel B. Come on, Eddie, look, I need to get this guy off my back. No, I know you guys I know we don't talk anymore. I know you don't really care about seeing her all like that, Angel. I know you're engaged, Eddie. I know you've got your other life, but can you please help me by posting pictures of you spending time with your daughter so that Steven looks less credible than what he's trying to make it out to be. Please, Eddie, please help me. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. Do you really see what I'm saying? Yeah, like all right. So here's my thought. Here's Eddie and Angel. Here they are. All right, but we haven't seen any pictures of Eddie when Angel was 1, 2, 5, 7. And do you know what? Angel and Eddie share the same birth date, which makes it even worse that Eddie apparently hasn't been around until now. There they are at Eddie's mansion singing happy birthday. They have the same birth date. That over the shoulder is Eddie's now 16-year-old daughter. I think she's 16. You know, Eddie, I'm a cynic. But I would love to see pictures of you and Angel doing daddy and me stuff from years ago. I know, you can't prove them. Because once Mel got pregnant and you dragged her through the press asking for paternity, we already knew what kind of relationships this was. And then she went on and got with Belafonte, and Belafonte was somebody that we never knew. Remember, Belafonte was so cheesy, he told everybody he was related to Harry Belafonte, the Belafonte, you see. She married a cheeseball, ne'er-do-weller. She was ripe for the pickings because there's something squarmy about, listen, nice woman, but there's something really squinty and squarmy about Mel B too, and the idea that she was with this nefarious fella, and the whole question about the baby, and now Eddie being, yes, Eddie, you got the right eye. And as much as I love Coming to America, and I always hear that they might be doing a sequel, I think that, you know, I would love... I would love to see a Coming to America sequel, but the thing is that if it doesn't do well, then that means that Eddie goes down on bottom and not on top, and I don't want that. I like Eddie on top. Excuse me? Of Hollywood. So, did you hear about Safaree getting robbed at gunpoint? Why are you laughing? That's not funny. That is not funny. I mean, when the pistol or the knife or whatever weapon, when that comes to you and they say take everything off, ooh. Okay, this happened in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Apparently, he lives in some sort of apartment situation on what I used to call Rappers Row. It's like there are a whole lot of Safarees and other people who live along the same strip. There are a whole bunch of great condos. The building that he lives in is infested with, you know, the rappers and the row and the whole culture, if you know what I'm saying. Nice places, you know, people doing well or posing as doing well, but nice places. But so Safaree says that 2 men ran up on him. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning the other night in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Fort Lee, New Jersey, for those of you who don't know, looks at New York City. New York and New Jersey are like the same thing when you get to North Jersey. So they held him up, told him to face the ground, and then they put a gun to his head, he says, and they stole $183,000 worth of jewelry and cash. Where does the 3 come in? Like $180,000, or, you know, you round it up to $200,000, or, you know, but I'm sorry to hear that this happened. So the 2 men were arrested because Fort Lee cops don't play. They don't play, right? What they did, they rolled up on Safaree. He was probably, you know, out at the club or something like that. No, he probably wasn't with, you know, another woman or you know, one of his boys or something. He's probably going home just to go to bed. Thought he was okay in his own place. These guys ran up to him, and the cops ended up, Fort Lee, they ended up chasing him over the George Washington Bridge, which is one of the connecting bridges from New York to New Jersey, chased him over the GWB and arrested both men in New York. Now, I want to know who these people are, who they're clicked up with, and how this all happened. Because, you know, these days, fellas, the biggest stunt queens are queens. They're women. Women who are looking at you and then calling up and saying, okay, yep, I just gave him a nice, good kiss goodnight, and now he's leaving. He's going to be downstairs. You know, in other words, women see setting up guys to be robbed. And you don't even see, all you see is a big butt and a smile. Little do you know, her cousin and all them are outside waiting to pistol whip you and take your life. Safaree posted about the robbery afterwards, saying that seeing your life flash before you has changed forever. It's nothing funny about it. I agree. Safaree, I'm sorry to hear about what happened. T.I. happened to have commented on it, saying, cold world, get sweater. You know what, T.I.? Nobody needs a comment from your gun-toting alleged. Well, no, you did prison time for gun possession. Nobody needs you weighing in, T.I. You just relax, you and your teeth. And on that note, we've got more great show for you today, everybody. Up next, the legendary R&B group En Vogue is here.